We're going to go down the South Road to begin tonight's game. Maybe. Well, actually, you guys are off the road. But anyways, hello and welcome to Fragments of Remains, Session 22. Now, we had last week off, but just real quick, we'll check in with each of the players, see how each of their couple weeks were, and then if there's any details for a recap that you guys can remember, feel free, but if not, I'll take the lead point. But, Zanashi, how was your week? How was your couple weeks?
Well, it's pretty good. Built some shelves in the garage. What else did I do? Went to Pioneer Park Days this past weekend. Uh, Pretty much just staying busy, man. Between gaming and work and going off and doing other stuff. Been pretty good.
And next week you're on vacation, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey. That's why
Gonna
you're staying
be,
busy, making that time pass quicker.
not really. Just trying to do things with my daughter or around the house.
Nice. Togo, how was your couple weeks?
They were a couple weeks, but nothing. They were. I don't know.
Nothing too spectacular. Just
I mean,
meh.
it's been kind of exhausting actually, but
Word.
yeah.
Well, be prepared to work tonight. You're the bard, so you have to give magnificent performances all the time. Modar, how was your couple weeks?
Yeah, things are going good. Things are staying busy, and got a chance to go out and do some fishing yesterday, which was nice. Getting on the water, catching some, did a little reef fishing. It was real nice.
I don't even remember the last time I went fishing. It's been years for sure.
I'll get a group together, get a few people. It's not that expensive. Come down here and do a charter boat. Go
Yeah, I
and
heard
catch some
those were
big
fun.
fish.
Valencia, how was your couple weeks? Did you enjoy family time last week? I know that's your favorite thing in the world.
It's still happening.
Oh, you sound so upset.
Uh, I honestly can't remember what I did the past couple weeks, but I'm pretty sure I said it on Fridays. I guess I did go over to my brother's house, and we watched some battle bots and ate some country fried or chicken fried steak.
Oh my gosh, one of my favorite things from the last session we had on Friday was Nuya's character in that game was, just so you guys know, I'm really tired, so I might just pass out randomly. And then he goes, and my character just falls asleep. Douche, hits the table. Shh, shh. And then he goes, be right back. And then you just hear the headset hit the table as he runs away.
You gotta roleplay when you know you gotta go.
It was, oh my, I laughed so hard. It was pretty funny. But as I was saying earlier, with us having last week off, if there's any details you all would like to throw in for the recap, feel free. If not, I will, uh, you know, give it a bit of a sum up.
We spoke with the druids, right? There were 5 of them,
Correct.
I think. The one that we met was a little goblin, and he liked Valencia and thought she smelled nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we continued to travel some, and then we camped off the side of the road, and we were being watched by somebody, and we kind of messed with them a little bit, and then Zanashi went and like tackled one, and we captured both of them, and they said their name was Bob and something else. I don't remember. But then we convinced them to take Jimbo. That sounds right.
And Gobo is their leader. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We said, take us to your leader. And now I'm gonna go play for the goblins, apparently.
That's not too bad. I mean, for experience-wise, it definitely isn't your best rack up, but, you know, just wanted to give you at least the chance to get it. Anybody have anything else that they'd like to add so far, or you just want me to go ahead and give the little thing that I wrote down?
Give the little thing you wrote down, I reckon.
Apparently, there's a red tree that can speak to goblins.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Is it though?
That's what you were told.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ooh, Orm was the name of the goblin. Oh, and we have to go to talk to Sandors, and the human druid West told us to buy our drinks to inquire about getting a boat. And we need to talk to Officer Chilson in Raisk. Or he's someone that we can talk to.
That's correct. There's only one other, like, decent-sized point, which is the lizard folk in their encampment. Their, cave and cavern area said to be off to the west.
But Zanashi didn't take the letter when we left, Mido.
Yes, in order to secure help and have them perhaps raise the flag for war.
That's it.
Zanashi don't do other people's biddings.
I mean, like, I'm not complaining, but...
As Zanashi said, I am not your errand boy.
That's right, because I'm a grown-ass woman.
So, I will throw in my little bits of narrative that I have, but mainly glossing over the majority, of course. After your conflict with the what you each known or get to know to be the lizard folk, the giant ape had shifted into the goblin, which each of you had met named Orm. At this point, Orm, seeming a bit odd, had a bit of a conversation with each of you before overall asking you to stay in a relatively close area in order for him to retrieve the other druids and bring them back to your location in order to meet. With you all agreeing, you all sat in the same spot for a good bit of time, with the druids not showing up until close to the evening, early evening time. After your conversation with them, you each had learned of a lizard folk cavern just off to the west of the forest that is bordering Raisk. He asked that you attempt to set up a diplomatic solution if possible, but if none could be met, to just dispose of them, as they are being a hindrance and not following the law set here in the area. With that on the plate, you learned a little bit more about what was going on in the city of Raisk. Captain Chilson, in order to speak with her, potentially learning some new information, the boat captain, and the brawl that was going to be taking place in the city in a few days' time. But with it being late, you all decided to stay there, make camp, and just sleep for the night. Overall, during the night, 2 goblins were captured, as they told you their names were Bob and Jim, eventually having Alencia scare the living shit out of them to where they confessed their true names to be Furt and Dirt. Their goblin chief to be Gobbo down to the south. Each of you plan to set out in the morning and make your way there. Waking up in the morning, each of you felt a bit refreshed and head out with Dirt and Furt leading the way. As you made it to mid-afternoon, you just made it to the tree lines as you made your way into what the goblins refer to as the ancient forest. leading you through a path that quickly closed off into the thick, dense forest. The day that was nice and clear suddenly goes into what seems to be almost dusk-like behavior as you make your way into the forest, the light being mostly blocked out by the canopies from the trees. Well, you guys okay? As you look over and notice Furt to be stuck, just hanging on a branch, his feet unable to reach the ground as Dirt is trying to help him out.
How high off the ground are they?
He's about 6-7 inches off the ground. Just seems to have knocked a branch loose, and it caught him as they had warned you previously with the pricks and branches.
And they're about the same size as me, so like 6 to 7 inches or inches off the ground is still within reachable height, right?
Correct.
I'll try and go over and help him get unstuckified.
He's like, outstretching his hands, his arms, like the fingers, like just like clenching in and out. It's like a child looking to their mother. Grab me! Grab me!
I'll grab a hold and try and pull him out.
Yeah, easily enough, adding like the little bit of extra weight, you hear a as the branch snaps before he just falls that couple of inches back to the ground. Oh, thank goodness.
Thought you were stuck there.
Thought I was done for.
What, you thought that branch was going to kill you?
It is a deadly branch. I agree. I understand.
I mean, I'm just like, what happened if I was alone? I would have just been stuck there. Good thing you guys were here.
Your friend here wouldn't have been able to pull you down?
Not too weak.
How'd you get up there anyways?
I'm not sure. And as like you look at his hands, he just has like he like kind of puts them behind his back.
Like as like a suspicious thing, or just like kind of a
Yeah,
I'm
like while he's saying
and...
like I'm not sure, he's like putting his hands behind his back.
I'm assuming he's got cuts and he was climbing. Yeah. Well, if it's dangerous to get stuck in these things, you probably don't want to be climbing them now, do you?
Nope.
Well, I guess you won't be taking Gabbo's place anytime soon now, will you?
Nope.
Sure. I mean, you seem like a well-respected goblin of much renown. Just look at you. Look him up and down. Who wouldn't want to follow this?
The other goblin pipes up. I wouldn't wanna.
Well, that makes one of us.
So he's following you?
Maybe I should lead way now. Okay. Motions for each of you to follow along. As they do so, making their way through some more shrubs, pushing away some of the extra leaves and foliage. They just yell back. We may get there by nightfall.
Wonderful.
Sounds good.
Lindsay is going to pull back for a bit and in a low voice just say, would you kindly remind me of our objective here in reaching their camp?
Well, one, they seem like cool dudes. And two,
okay.
We did hear that there was that there were stories about a ship from local tribes, and these guys seem fairly accepting of talking to us.
I can't be too sure of that.
I mean, compared to what we heard about some of the other tribes, they seemed pretty accepting.
Remember a long time ago when some men on the road needed help and they led us back into the forest, and that's when they ambushed us?
Yeah.
I went in there with full kindness and expecting the worst, of course. I'm just saying, I
They're
hope
goblin. The worst that they can do.
that you have some level of caution when we go into this. It might not be a lot, but I can't underestimate anything anymore.
Of course.
I just want us to be safe, that's all.
I mean, understandable, of course, but
At the end of the day, I'm not too concerned with whether a tribe of goblins will take us down or not. Worst case scenario is, well, I don't think we'll have to kill all of them to escape if it is a trap. If we can just take down a portion of them, I'm sure the rest of them will run.
I
And if
mean, I
it's
think we
not-
can probably run through the woods.
Well, with the looking around these woods, maybe not so much, but and if it isn't a trap, then there's nothing wrong with making allies and friends.
What you all talking about back there?
How hospitable you are.
Oh yeah, we very hospitable.
You are very hospitable.
Yeah.
We are very impressed with your way to navigate through these thick and entangled woods here.
No, it's easier when you're small.
That is true. It is pretty easy when I'm small.
It definitely looks that way. Turning around to see what kind of issues Zanashi is having.
I'm just listening to y'all ramble.
It passes the time.
Y'all fret over nothing.
I sure I am. I would love to be wrong.
And anyways, Zanashi's about to meet her king, I'm sure.
You sure have come a long way, Alicia, from wanting to help people, and now you just seem like you want to kill them.
It feels like everyone is out to get us. I can't stand it anymore.
Look at it this way, Alencia. With all this around you, what do you think the chances are of your friends following us through here?
That's a good point.
You have other goblin friends?
No, it's a bunch of drow friends that aren't very pleasant, but they're probably not going to follow us in here because they're not very good at going through trees. So, like, this is the safest option. I'll give them a thumbs up as I say that.
Oh, and he gives you a thumbs up back.
But we do ask that if you do see any drow in these woods, to let us know, because we would like to make sure we have presents ready for them if they do follow us through here.
What drow?
I'll let you know.
Dark-skinned elves like her.
So stuff that look like her. Got it.
But not her. So, like her, but different.
You'll see quite a confused look come across their face, and as one like kind of looks back over his shoulder, like leading the way, well, just like kind of like place his finger on his lip and then say, "Like her, but not her."
Similar.
Yes, like similar to how you are like him, but you're not him. And I'll point between the two goblins.
Oh. Okay.
See, I'm not sure if you're aware of this concept, but you are yourself, right? Which one? What am I talking to?
Dirt.
Dirt. You're dirt, right?
Hmm.
Now, there are many, many other people who aren't dirt that exist.
Some would say everyone.
And exactly. In fact, everyone else is actually dirt, or is actually not dirt.
Togo,
My head hurts.
Dirt. Do you know? Do you know what a race is?
It's where you run, right?
I was waiting for that.
Oh, I look at him. I'll just look at him. Do you know that you're a goblin?
Yeah.
All right, and then I'll point at Zanashi. Do you know what race she is?
Goblin eater.
Close enough.
Okay. Do you know what an elf is?
Kind of stares at you a little blankly, and then
Long
says,
ears.
Weird, human that like talk to trees."
That's
Have you?
exactly right.
Yes.
Let me
Or-
ask her a question, or him a question. Have you seen any other things that look like, and I point to Valencia, look like her?
Weird dark human who talks to trees.
No.
See, that's all you had to do, Modar.
If you do, let us. If you or your people do, let us know.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Each of you continue on.
I suppose we're gonna have to have that conversation all over again with whatever leader they have.
Oh, I mean, 100%. But that's all right.
So indeed, with like making your way and continuing, getting into more of the thick of the forest, everybody except for Togo, can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please? All right. Modar, like you get like snagged a couple of times on your robe, but I mean it. Besides just getting stuck, you're able to remove it before there's any sort of damage. Zanashi, I mean, this is pretty much where you were almost born and raised. I mean, not too far away, but I mean at least relatively close. So this is no issue for you. And Alencia, you are very nimble as is, even while wearing high heels, making it through this forest.
And if anything does catch me or whatever, I will cast Mage Hand to unstick myself.
All right, cool.
If I have to, like that's my yeah.
However, slowly as the time goes on, as each of you make your progression, as it already seems to be dusk, as the hours pass, it will start to become fairly dark. You can all still see with just a bit of dim light, but as both the goblins turn around to you at this point, you'll see that their eyes kind of like reflect, almost as if a little bit of light catches them with the very little light that is amongst the area. You all good? Can you see?
I see with dark vision, I assume.
Yeah.
I do not see, I'm assuming.
You are like gonna be basically like a foot to 2 foot away, before it gets obscured vision.
Fuck.
So you're good to follow somebody for now, but if it gets like when it gets darker, you'll know that it's almost as if you're underground.
I can
No.
cast dancing lights for you if you wish.
I was debating that, but I don't. I'm still kind of. I looked at the goblin. Do any of your people do magic?
Mm-hmm.
Is it forbidden?
Mm-hmm.
Can't tell if that was a yes or a no.
Both yeses. Only if needed.
Would not
What's
being
defined as needed?
If we're about to die.
I will. I think. Oh, shoot. Do we still have the one horse or not?
Yes,
Yes.
the one horse is still in tow. It's actually equipped with all the saddlebags from the lost mounts.
Yes. Does anybody have torches in there? Well, I've got a bullseye lantern. I'm going to light my bullseye lantern.
I was about to say we don't have any torches. I know because we never had torches.
Well, we never used them before because I always had the dancing lights. But
Well,
that
no, we never
doesn't-
found them because no one ever mentioned that they were on the ground when they walked into the or when we were in the room.
Oh, in that room, yeah. But I didn't know if anybody had some packs automatically come with torches.
Oh no.
But yeah, no, I've got a bullseye lantern.
Bullseye
I
lantern
like that.
works well.
Yep, I will light that.
Other than both the goblins being quite blown away from this contraption, they'll still just say, Gobbo really liked that. He makes stuff too.
Does he now?
What kind of stuff does he make?
No, he made like weapon thing. Put it on Ogre. Pretty cool.
Weapon
Ooh.
thing. What type of weapon thing?
Throws goblins.
Do you have other creatures other than goblins at your tribe?
Yeah, just one though.
Just
An
an
ogre?
orc? Or an ogre, rather?
An ogre, I assume.
Yeah. Gobbo's best friend. He says it's its creation.
He created the ogre? That's why he's the leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
Smart to follow somebody like that.
Is he the leader because he created the ogre?
No, Gobbo just strongest goblin.
Now, is he the strongest goblin because of the ogre?
Yeah.
Got it. I understand.
But we real close.
I'm expecting them to get here and Gobbo hates them.
You're very close to Gabo? Well, that's fortunate for us.
We'll be fine.
Great about
Move you all to here.
In front or behind?
They're leading the way, so you'll be all behind.
Okay,
I don't
which
ever
way
hear like somebody else say goblins coming around us or anything, right?
If you'd like to give me a perception check, you can.
You can do that. I don't hear anything. I guess more like I just don't hear anything besides normal night sounds.
Well, actually, with your check of a 17,
I didn't mean to.
you will, as each of you begin to make your way through the thickness of the forest and the shrubs, eventually making it to a clearing with a bit of a path etched out. Both the goblins will go, ha! And Togo, this is when you begin to hear the sounds of a small encampment. Fires crackling, and you hear a very odd, shaky voice. You know, you're unsure of what it is saying, but you can hear that they are words being sung.
I do speak Goblin.
It is actually in common. It's just too far away to like really pick it up. Come on!
All right. I'll continue following.
I'm just looking around to see if there's like any like creatures in the trees watching us, or like anyone looking for an ambush.
And as you all make it about to this point, is when you'll hear Furt and Dirt call out, "We're back! We brought friends!"
Hi, we're friends.
So I just need, if to remind you how to do the token, just click and drag your name from your journal, drop it onto the map.
Let's stay a bit back for now.
Do as you wish. So,
All right, knowing us, just get that one out of the way right now.
No, are we doing that now?
hello,
What
friend.
Why am I
You
rolling
bring-
twice for everything?
I don't know. You'll just hear one of the goblins shout out, "What friends you bring?" Nice ones. One of the short ones plays music. And then as they turn over, the first one they see being Zanashi. Ah! Goblin eater.
I do not eat goblins.
She's vegetarian.
I come here to talk to Bobo.
Who dat?
Whoever your leader is.
Gobbo.
Okay, thank you, Modar. Gabo. I knew it was something like that.
That fine. If Gabo not like you, he eats you. Come on in.
If Gabo don't like me, then perhaps I do eat goblins.
Now, Zanashi. There's no reason to be like that.
They did just say that they would eat us.
I smiled when I said it.
Anyways, I'm sure these goblins are smart enough to know that wouldn't be that there are better things to do.
True. Like, listen to me play.
As you make your way up to that small wooden fence there, you look over, you just see the remnants, bones of a horse. And as Furt kind of like places his hands on the fence and like looks in there with you, he goes, "Yeah, that would not make it."
Why not?
Looks like you've all had a little bit of a dinner there.
Yeah, we did eat it. But look, we have music for guest. As they point over, and then you begin to just hear like the very shaky words of a poorly written song, and just very terribly sung out, as you can hear the natural fear in the voice. And as all the other goblins are walking around, they just continuously yell, "Ah, sing better, or we put you on fire!"
Togo, I suggest you start playing. Old buddy, old pal.
It's not me that they're talking about setting on fire.
Oh, well, how about you
They're
show off a little bit?
they're gesturing towards this female that is up on a stone pedestal with planks and wood logs placed around her, with little bits of small campfires ready to transfer the heat and fire.
Togo, unless you want to see me get angry and turn greener than I already am, please start playing and get their attention.
I'll start to pull off my lute and look around. Where is the person that's playing? What are they singing?
My mouth is full of lasagna, can't sing a song. Make something up and then they all sing along. How about that?
I'll start doing a harmony to it.
No, but for real, now that I'm done chewing, he's attempting to sing like a tribute, including the goblin chief's name in Gabo. If there was ever a better goblin that wouldn't ever say no, wouldn't you know his name to be a goblin named Gabo? Please don't hurt me. Sing! And he continues to strum the lute.
This is another goblin singing.
No, it's a human.
Where's this human at?
Right here on the pedestal in between the 4 campfires.
Oh, so there's a goblin up there and a human?
No. Just the human, goblin surrounding.
It kind of looks like a witch burning stack.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I'm
Well,
gonna start
where-
to slightly foam at the mouth.
I will put my hand on Zanashi, and give her a wink, and so he's just up there, just trying to sing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just start kind of strumming on my lute a little bit to get everyone's attention away from him. Not necessarily a song, just strumming on my lute and see what people do.
You'll see a few goblin heads kind of snap, turning quickly.
Maybe go
That
through a
much
chord or
better.
two.
Oh, I know what this is. Oh no.
What is this?
It's the hot seat.
They capture other bystanders or travelers to make them sing, or else they.
I wish to speak to Gabo now.
I don't think there's proof of that. Maybe this person just had a lute.
I'm Gabo. You hear one step forward, dressed in a bit of darker clothing, orange mohawk. As he steps forward, you can see this one quite a bit darker skin complexion than most of the other light beige and green goblins.
Why do you have that human strung up, about to cook him?
They play.
You know you will do much better to ask nicely and to treat your guest better.
This is nice.
No, this is not nice. I could show you the kind of attitude that you're demonstrating to your guest if you would like, but I don't think you would like it very much. Or I can show you how you treat your guests.
It's Lent. She's not eating goblins right now,
Let's
but
just
she might make an exception.
slowly gripping her weapon, but not pulling anything.
I think that's a threat.
No, she's just very proper about etiquette, and she wants to make sure that everybody follows good etiquette. And I'll strum and start singing. For we need a little music right this very minute. Bonfires in the campground, goblins in the corner. Yes, we need a little music right this very second. We haven't heard a single note, but Gobbo dear, we're in a... This is a joke. See, if you're polite, people sing much better.
All the goblins start clapping as all the attention now shifts towards you, Togo.
While he's playing, I'm going to slowly work my way towards the fire.
Yeah, when you're polite to me and my friend here, and I'll point back to Alencia, you get much better music and performances and things like that.
Kindness will get you a lot of places.
Exactly. Now, I get that you're gonna put them in the hot seat, but like, that's not necessarily what they mean.
No?
No. It's not. Doesn't mean fire. What it means is that you challenge two people who play versus each other, and then the winner you give a reward to, not like not a fiery death. And the reward can't be not dying, because like then people just don't play very well. Like if I was on a fire like that, I wouldn't sing very well.
So, we take away fire, and then they sing better.
Not all of them, but the fire will never help. Let me just tell you that. You could try asking if they can sing first.
What this word polite?
Well, it means that it's a way of talking to people where they're more likely to do what you say.
You teach?
I can show you the basics.
Come.
I'll kind of walk up to him and... So instead of saying, play or we burn you, you could say something like, we need someone to come and play for us. And if you offer food and say we'll feed you, you could get a group of people to come and play for you, not just one person playing.
So, no fire, more
No
stones,
fire.
more people.
I
Then
mean,
burn.
if the stones are arranged as chairs, because like when I have a chair to sit down and play in, I can play my lute much better. If I have a proper chair, of course. Now, if I'm standing, I can play it just fine, as you've heard. But so yes, more stones can give better music.
Well, Gobbo try.
Of course, Wise Gobbo. These are just things for you to consider in the future.
Take a
I would
step
never
over.
presume to tell you what to do.
He'll take a step over and say,
Remove wood. Leave fire for light. Nothing else. That's all.
and you'll see the goblins kind of scurry around, picking up the planks of wood. And
Is the human like bound at all?
no.
I would love to imagine them have them bound, say play, play, play.
All right. Did you see my thing that I typed there? And the messages and
You point at Gabo casting a message saying, "I hope he is not one of those ones that can hear my thoughts." As you say that, you'll just after he like calls out the order to remove the wood from the fire, and from that area, you just see him like hold his hands like cupping and bending down his ears, trying to like force them to fold over, and you just hear the words,
Where'd that come from?
Where did what come from?
Pardon?
You here too?
What did you hear?
Voices.
Voices. I did hear voices, yes.
Not Red Tree, though.
Red tree? Oh, what does the red tree sound like?
What is? Yeah, what am I seeing there with that large token?
That's the ogre, I assume.
the large token. When you look over, you see this what you would know to be an ogre, but with this metal and wooden contraption, there seems to be a small platform placed upon the back with a well, in comparison to a goblin size, a somewhat large little wall where you can see there to be an chains pulled to it that have ropes and little bits of stone placed up there, and the ogre itself wearing a chest piece made of steel with little tiny skull heads. They seem about the size of orcs and humans.
Okay.
all right, and then I cast it a second time, putting that message in his head.
Just begin to frantically look around.
And I've turned, like, when I came into the camp, or right before I started, I turned the V. I closed the door on the lamp that I'm holding.
Question.
Hmm.
Do I know if I can make the sound whoosh, 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 with message?
Man, y'all could do like some fucking Jedi mind trick shit, man, with this goblin.
Give me an intelligence check there, Togo.
Okay. Intelligence.
Well, say the thing, it is verbal, semantic, and material, so that's why I kind of tucked myself away before I started doing it.
Unfortunately, you're not too sure. It's
Oh, it
just
doesn't
some
say,
random
but-
noise you seem to be making,
Okay.
but also a little bit fitting for how you feel the intelligence base has been with your interaction thus far.
Well, I guess I was more wondering if I could use message to make whoosh, 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 as a sound.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I didn't know the limitations of the actual spell.
I thought you were meaning like that's what it sounds like, and I was like, no. He's like making more of a sound with his mouth.
Yeah, okay.
Where is the human at right now?
Still here on the pedestal.
I thought they were supposed to take him down.
They took the wood away.
Yeah, they weren't removing him; they were taking. Yeah.
But once the wood is removed, Gabo will take another step forward and then just say,
Please sing.
I will walk up to the pedestal. The person stepped down. You said.
no, Gabo just took a step forward to him.
And I'll walk up and I will kind of grab onto the back of them and pull them down and step up onto the pedestal and say, "Gladly." Which I'll just kind of start strumming onto my lute a little bit at first and see how people react.
You'll see, first of all, that Gabo looks shocked, like, holy shit, it worked. And the rest are just kind of like nodding rocking their heads from left to right, just kind of like going along with the rhythmic tune that you're playing, and they all seem to be quite entertained.
And as I'm doing this, I'll say, "Now, Gabo, I don't know a great many goblin songs in particular. Would you help me as I play by singing along with me?"
Mm-mm.
No? All right, then. See, now that's the other part of being polite. If someone doesn't accept your question, you should accept it, and maybe you ask again.
This worst song ever.
All right, and I'll actually start singing and playing. And
All right, give me a performance check.
oh god, I hope I don't ruin that one.
Oh, that would be so funny. Oh, nice.
That's very good.
I don't know why
I-
I'm rolling twice for everything.
As I hear that, I kind of tuck away over here, and then I send that message to Gabo.
And you'll hear Gabo shout out,
What? Who said that?
Who said what?
Seeing Gabo act strange for a bit, can Valencia make an insight check?
"Sure. What are you inciting?"
See if there's something wrong with him.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to be something a little wrong with him. Every couple of moments, like maybe one per minute, maybe even a couple per minute, he seems to be having his attention grabbed by nothing.
Okay, well, she's just gonna keep a close eye on him in case it happens.
Who said that?
I'll just keep playing.
Gabo looking a bit annoyed as he looks around. All the other goblins, Alintia, you'll notice, Zanashi, you as well, not wishing to make eye contact as he looks and it begins investigating the crowd.
What did somebody say?
You not worry about it.
And why not?
Because it not polite.
What's not polite?
The voice.
What's that got to do with me asking what it says?
I
mean,
glance over at Modar at this point.
Modar just looks at you and winks.
And she has a befuddled sort of like WTF stare at him, just very subtly, and just a very slight shake of the head saying no.
I'm just curious of what it says. I hear voices sometimes too.
It said Gabo can't sing.
And you'll see him just kind of like look down, a bit saddened.
Well, try playing. I mean, maybe you can sing. Let us be the judge of that.
It bad.
Be right back. I need to get food.
I guess the voice in your head is correct. I mean, you let us be the judge of it, and we'll be honest and tell you the truth.
Give me a persuasion check there, Zanashi.
Much better at intimidation.
All right.
I'll make room on the podium and motion for him to come up as I continue playing the lute.
And while you both stand side by side, we'll begin singing with quite a raspy voice and trying to match the tune. And what I will do is, because no modifiers, I'll just do this in... Oh, I was hoping for the one. I mean, there's definitely a lot better.
It could be worse though.
I guess. Like, 6 lower could be worse. But, I mean, it is definitely nothing to hold, like, a torch to for Togo in comparison. In fact, it's probably just as bad or worse than when you heard the, scared, individual singing before.
Gabo, I must admit, it's the best singing I've ever heard out of a goblin.
What did you say, Clue? Or Zanashi?
I said that's the best singing I've ever heard from a goblin.
That's true.
Hmm?
I must say, you're probably the best singer in your tribe.
The other goblins begin to, like, nod and clap. And kind of, like, puffs out his chest. You can see the confidence grow a bit.
Perhaps you don't need strangers singing your songs. Maybe as the leader, you could be the one who sings for your people.
That good idea.
Yes, inspire hope and courage into them so that they may go out and hunt elk and buffalo and bring back for food.
Togo does not burst out laughing.
What's Boofaloo?
Tatanka.
Yes, Tatanka. And I put my two fingers up on my head, and kind of forward, like Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves. That's exactly
like
where you got it from, too.
Yep. I like kick some dirt in the air behind him as as she goes around.
Oh. Those more towards orc area. Goblin eaters.
Alencia is going to glance at the big ogre fella and just see if he's overall just friendly or just not tense.
With, like, when you look over, you just see, like, these beady black pupils and nothing else for eyes. As he looks over, he opens his mouth, a bit of drool just like comes out, and you hear like just like a low like a gurgle.
He seems fine.
The lady that you're standing next to will lean over, and then this is when you'll notice just from the voice that while a very good-looking individual, this is actually indeed a man.
I think you said it was a guy earlier, didn't you?
Thought I said lady. But I have in the description such a beautiful gentleman that with the appearance of a lady with a very light complexion, long red hair, and green eyes, leans over and says, "That one, I don't think it talks."
I understand. What's your name, by the way?
Vince Strugel. And you are?
Hello, Vince. My name is Alencia.
Ah, pleasure.
Do you live here, or were you captured or anything?
These heathens brought me here, but after the performance, they begin to drink and soon pass out. Just keep your head down.
And how did you get yourself into this?
He'll just like look at you, and then just like as he like gestures over his arms, you see that he's just very slim, slender, no muscle tone at all. And he says, "Well, I don't exactly know how to swing a sword that well, and I don't know magic either."
Were you traveling on your own when they got you?
Indeed.
Why would you do that?
I thought it was more safe here. I assumed wrong.
Where are you traveling from?
From inside the city? What?
Which city?
Risk.
Well, assuming you are not a big fan of singing, then, as you suggested, whenever the goblins seem distracted somewhat, we can all leave together.
Oh, heavens no, I'm not even a bard as your lad over there. I just told them I was one because I've heard that the orc tribe has a bard captured.
Why did
Figured that would keep me alive.
they capture you?
I think they know of the bard at the orc tribe as well. I think they sort of are rivals? They don't fight, but they always feud. Tricks, pranks, thievery, things of that nature.
So, in
Nice.
other words, these goblins captured you in order to brag about how much better their bard is to the orc tribe's bard.
That's what I think, yes.
How long
Well-
have you been here?
5 days.
Have they actually harmed you in any way?
No, not a bit. They seem to be very easily entertained and, well, quite easily outwitted. But violent if they feel that they're being, well, made to feel unintelligent. And as he just like kind of looks over, glances at his shoulder, and you see like the big one just like looking, head cocked, like bits of drool just dripping down from the fangs inside of the teeth. as you just hear that gurgle and then the drool just going all the way down, still connecting to the fang as it hits the floor. And that is where we're going to go ahead and take a small break. So, we'll be right back in just about 5 minutes and see what happens next. Stay tuned. And we're back with more fragments of remains as Zanashi is enjoying a nice bowl of chocolate ice cream. You lucky bastard. But so as Alencia and Modar and your saved prisoner, we'll call him, look over, seeing this large ogre just drooling all the way to the ground. Can both of you give me an insight check, please? As both of you hear Vince give like a big gulp. From looking at this thing, Modar, you would know that this is basically the most unintelligent thing that you had ever looked at. Alencia, you just feel that it's just like a blank dumb stare. Now, Modar, while you do know ogres to not necessarily be the most intelligent creatures that are in Elista, you know that they're more intelligent than this.
Can I tell? Does it look like it's undead or something like that, or does it just look like I'm looking for is it like a zombie or is it just like dead, just dumb?
Just dumb. And about this time, this is when you'll hear Gabo just call out,
You! Why you wear that thing everywhere?
the ogre just turns its head, looking over towards Gabo. Drool just falling out of the mouth as it trickles, falling to the floor, getting like little tiny bits of mud puddle. Gabo just replies,
So stupid.
looks back to you, Togo, and are you still playing?
I would probably just continue playing, even if I'm not singing during all of it. Keep up some kind of strumming chording.
Well, at this time, you'll see them begin to like break away with the song and music continuing to play as ale and bits of meat are being taken out from each of the tents. And the goblins start enjoying themselves as it begins to fade into the night.
At one point, I kind of point to Gabo and send that message to him. I hope they're able to beat the Ogre clan to join the war.
By this point, I noticed what he's doing, right?
I'm not hiding it from you. I'm just trying to do it in areas like when the other goblins don't really see what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that you're actually the one doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm not hiding that.
Alencia, like, as Gabo makes his way over to you, you'll just see him shake his head as he closes his eyes very tightly. You can see just like the strain in his face as he just like shakes his head back and forth, ears just like flopping, hitting the side and back of the head.
That doesn't even make sense. I think it means Orc Clan.
Makes his way past you, Alencia, and then into the tent.
Oh, yes, by the Gabo.
Hmm.
I did want to talk with you that we've come from one of the great cities. They're looking for allies to fight a great war.
Gabo fight war. Hear voice get like very serious.
Well, they only want the most serious warriors and the most powerful clans in the area. You seem
Where?
to be a very powerful area. Well, it's going to be in. Not sure what that was the name of that city. What's that?
Wales.
Lails.
Yes. It starts in Lails. The guild in Lails is looking for allies to go north and fight.
What say, men? Go fight war?
Yes, but only the most brave and powerful clans.
That us.
As he like looks at you, quite assuredly, giving a bit of a head, like a nod of the head.
All right, well, I will if you're willing to go, I can, and I believe they may even pay you if you go.
Pay in what?
Glory.
Well, someone of your stature, I'm sure you don't need gold, do you? All you care about is your reputation.
Whoa, whoa. Gobbo like gold. And reputation. But gold.
Well, if you go to Mito, they will pay you to fight in Wales. Do you know Mito?
No. I don't know him.
Well, no. Mito is a city.
Oh. No.
Well, it's the road where your friends found us. If you get on that road and you go north, you will find Mito.
Goblins!
You see all of them kind of like perk up. Each of them with some meat, flanks of just like little turkey legs, things of that kind of manner, and just very like small bowls of what you assume to be mead.
Go north. Get gold.
You hear a bit of a slow response, but as the murmur between each of the goblins grows a bit louder, eventually erupting into a cheer.
Okay.
But
You lead.
you want me to lead you?
Yeah.
How many days south are we at this point from Mito?
When on your mounts, it was, I believe, about 2 or 3.
Yeah, but we're slower now.
But first, you help with Red Tree. Green
What
Scale,
is-
take it.
What is Red Tree?
That tree that talked to Gobbo.
Go.
How do you want me to help you with it?
Green Scale people take.
Green scale people? You mean lizard people?
Mm-hmm.
They took. Well, that's something that we may be able to help with.
And he'll say,
Brute. Show little one where camp.
and the big guy will begin to walk over towards Togo.
What?
Picks Togo up, places him on the back, grabs one of the chains, and pulls the lever. Ka-dunk. See Togo go flying 40, 60 foot into the air before landing atop of a very, very tall tree.
Wait, what was that?
I make that It shoot little things, mainly goblins. Singy guy!
Togo will kind of wave,
You see fire to west?
nod.
That green scaly people.
And just
And
about
outs-
that moment, excuse me, like with Togo confirming the location, each of you will hear a snap, and Togo begins to fall.
I dash over to catch him.
How far away is he?
He's atop a tree about 40 to 50 foot up from your estimate.
Yeah, I mean, if Valencia can't get to him, I'll dash over as well.
Yes, with
Okay,
both
let's-
of your assistants, can each of you give me an athletics check? And Togo, with you falling, hitting a few branches on the ground, or on the way down to the ground, one connecting right to your forehead, and as you fall, Alencia,
Right.
go ahead.
No, I get a spell here, but it doesn't work that way.
Alencia, you're unable to get like a good grip. You just like grab the, like, as like you feel Togo hit your hands, you just end up like grabbing air. But Zanashi, you're able to catch Togo. As you look down, Togo is knocked unconscious.
I pick him up and cradle him in my arms like a baby. Togo. Togo, wake up.
Unfortunately, no response. Gabo pipes up. That not good.
Now, what did you do?
What happened?
It just put him in a tree so he could see camp. Not my fault he can't climb.
I will go over to Togo and start to check him over and see if I can tell if there's anything medically wrong with him or not.
Can you go ahead and give me a medicine check? Please and thank you.
I can give advantage to that.
Perfect. I mean, unless you want to roll it, there, Alencia. But if not, I will allow. So it just appears that Togo had taken, like, a good blow to the head that doesn't seem to have caused, any major issues besides knocking him unconscious.
All right, so yeah, I'm basically checking. I do have healer's kits on me. I don't need to use one of those to stabilize him then.
He's going to wake up with a big headache.
Well, do you remember that thing that our singing friend told you about being polite? Well,
Mm-hmm.
shooting people before asking them is not polite.
No, he asked.
No, he didn't.
Mm-hmm. I heard.
What did he ask you?
He asked to see. You not here?
Well, it was a Never mind. All right, so if we go and what was it again that you needed us to get? A red tree?
My red tree.
Do you have any more description of it than that?
It looked like that.
As he points to a tree and then just turns to you and says,
But red.
And this tree talks to you.
Mm-hmm.
How important is it to you?
Well, it gave me power.
Power like
he flexes.
Arrgh.
so it talks to you and it can give you strength.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if the lizard people have that, that would be quite dangerous, wouldn't it?
Alright, well, are there any other dangerous people between us and them?
He'll just like shrug.
Me not think so.
Are there any other clans nearby?
Human tribe.
Where's the human tribe?
Right against city.
Mido. And then he just like points down to the southeast in the direction of Raisk. But with your mention of Mido being a city, you can tell that he is very confused.
And I will turn around and point the other way. Mito is that way.
Ah, yeah.
Reesk, is that what you're talking about that way?
Mm-hmm.
And what about other orc or goblin clans?
More to east. Skull Clan have own bard.
The Skull Clan?
Mm-hmm.
You say they have a bar? Bard.
No,
You said
like,
bard.
yeah, like your little singing friend. Asleep now.
They're your allies?
At the mention of that, you just hear the whole goblin camp begin to erupt in laughter. Even the like big one, after a moment, starts letting out a deep chuckle.
No. Those ones, also known as goblin eaters.
So they're enemies. I understand.
Look like her.
It gestures over towards Zanashi.
What about me?
You look like orc.
Are you familiar with the Skull Clan?
I do have orcish descent.
Zanashi, have you dealt with the Skull Clan before?
Why?
That is the clan that he is talking about.
I do.
And is this the kind of relationship where we kill first and never ask questions?
Possibly. The chief is rugged up. He's not a very nice individual.
Rug Dump died.
Who leader now?
His son.
Sorry to hear that.
Think same name. call him Big Dum Dum.
Big dump dump or big dum dum?
Ooh, Big Dum Dump, good. We call him Big Dump Dump now. Big Dum Dump.
That's a very funny name.
Do you know how many goblins you have in your camp? Or your clan?
Do I have what?
Only a few missing now.
Do you have other goblin allies that are other clans?
Nope.
If you were to promise other clans gold, do you think you could make allies?
You have gold?
I told you I can get you to a war that will make you all much gold.
Okay, let's go.
But the more goblins you bring, the more gold you make.
Okay.
So
Red tree first.
this is what I propose. We go get your red tree. While we do that, you gather as many goblins as you can that will fight next to you for gold. And then I take you all to make gold.
He'll hold out his hand.
Deal.
And I will shake it.
And then with Togo in your hands, Sanashi, Gabo will just motion,
Place in there.
motioning inside of his tent.
You better take care of Togo. And then I'll put Togo in there.
No one bother him.
So he closes the flap, leaving him alone in privacy.
Well, tonight, drink. Tomorrow, go.
Yes.
He extends a tankard towards you, Modar, and Zanashi. You just get the feeling that you, from the two goblins in your peripherals, both of them holding out a bowl apiece towards you.
And I don't actually drink whatever it is they're drinking, but I do pretend to drink it.
So when you touch it to your lips, Modar, you just catch this waft of very poorly made ale. Probably
Yeah,
gets the job done, but it's definitely not great from the aroma.
Yeah, I'm not actually drinking any of it. I'm just pretending to.
Sanashi, both the ones beside you.
Take.
How do they say it exactly? Let me
Just
inside.
like that,
Take.
I want to inside them.
And as they're all doing all of this stuff, I want to kind of take a look around and what does the quality of the weapons they're carrying. I wanted to see kind of the armor and stuff they're carrying. Does it look like semi-decent stuff? Does it all look ragtag, kind of like they made it themselves? Old, rusty, well-kept, that kind of stuff. Trying to get a feel for what they would think would be a lot of money. Whether they think 1,000 gold would be a lot of money, or if they think 50 gold would be a lot of money.
Got it. Zanashi, from your insight, you'll just know that these goblins' vocabulary are very limited. So they're just trying to convey the only word they know to pass this along.
Okay.
Modar, as you take a look around, most are wearing like leather armor and like wooden shields. You can see that most of them are very poorly made. The only ones that look pretty well equipped are Gobbo wearing chainmail, and the same with the ogre for most of the protection, along with the contraption on its back, of course.
All right, and do I remember? Did the sign that was actually on the thing? Did it say how much they were paying for people to join the war effort?
No, it did not. I will say, though, you do know that they were acquiring a lot of gems and coin in order to
Pay everybody.
to pay
Yeah.
like these requests or fees or demands, however you'd like to list them, I guess. I also suppose depending on who it's coming from.
All right. All right. And yeah, I'll just kind of for the rest of the night, and then slowly make my way into. Are they giving us tents, or are we setting up our own tents?
They will not offer a place to stay. So with that assumption, probably needing to set up your own.
All right. So
Probably
I will.
would want to as well.
Well, the fact that they took Togo into a tent—that's the only reason why I was curious about that.
I just
Can
meant
I-
like from the smell and stuff.
Yeah, I gotcha. So actually, yeah. And I will come over here. Valencia, let's set camp up over here.
May I
And,
set
like-
up camp with each of y'all?
Yes, definitely.
You may.
See him take a step forward, give a little bow to Gobbo, and say,
Excuse me, I'll be retiring for the evening. Make sure that I whip up a new song for you in the morning.
then you'll hear Gobbo just respond,
Thanks.
eventually the gentleman making his way over to you, the rest of you.
Well, again, do thank you. It won't be too long before they all begin to pass out. Their little bodies can't really handle too much alcohol.
All right. Well, I think we may have a plan to remove them from the area, but we may need to leave you here with them for a few more days while we deal with whatever this is with the other camp.
Are you sure?
Unless you really want to come with us to the lizard folk camp.
Oh, heavens no. Those things would tear me limb from limb.
Yes, well, I will make sure I talk with Gabo and make it very clear that if you're dead when we come back, that he doesn't get any gold. I suspect you should be able to keep yourself alive with that threat on the table.
If you think it would work, then you'll hear no objection from me.
You wish to look for yourself out there, right?
If I may ask, where were you traveling to when they captured you?
Well, my plan was to make my way to Mito. And with the war that you speak of going on up there, I think I will just stay here in Raisk.
Well, no, the war is not in Mito. They're just recruiting in Mito. But we may ask you to lead the goblins to Mito. Could you
wish me
do that
lead
to us?
these heathens into a civilized city?
And as I look at him, I said, "You will be paid for it. The idea is that they will fight in the war. Would you like to leave them here, or would you like to send them north so that they will never ever bother you again?"
Well, if I'm to do such things, I will require a hefty fee. Regardless if you saved me or not, I plan to stay here.
And what did you have in mind?
5 silver pieces.
I tell you what. I'll make it 15 silver pieces if you act as their guide and do your best to make sure they make it there and get to the Witsivet, unmolested.
Deal. You have my word.
And I will shake his hand.
And as he does so, he'll just mention, although I'm not sure exactly what I will be able to do to protect them, well,
Just
perhaps just tell them what to do if under threat.
my concern is that someone else will attack them because of who they are. With you there willing to possibly stop it and explain what's going on, they may be willing to let them go. And to do your best to make sure that they don't molest any, make sure that they understand they will receive no gold if they touch anybody on the road when they get there.
Well, understood. I do hope your friend is quite alright. Seemed to be a pretty nasty fall.
I'm confident he'll regain consciousness in the morning.
I do not mean to poke and prod, and if I cross any lines that, well, may be offensive to one another, please just let me know and I will retract my question. But how did quite the odd group of quite yourselves become acquainted with one another? Don't see many drow that walk the surface. Not many Veldikin that leave Vala. Halflings, so you'll find them from here and there. But to have an orc amongst the ranks as well.
Well, let's just say we met in Vala and have been traveling from there to here.
It's admittedly quite an unusual looking group from your perspective. But as I am different from many drow, Zanashi is different from many half-orcs, and Modar is different from his kind as well. And we all just happen to have the same objective. And I'd say we all get along well, although I still don't think you should trust many other drow. They are quite the schemers, and they intend to hurt others.
Oh, you don't have to say that twice. The only reason I'm even remotely, well, suppose how you would say leaning towards a more trustful relationship with yourself is, well, the fact that each of you are at least protecting me from being cooked. And you'll see him just like give like a shudder.
It's a general kindness. I don't want to see anyone get hurt like that.
At this point, each of you would notice the tribe beginning to wind down quite quickly. The alcohol seems to be kicking in quite fast for their little bodies. See a couple already passed out, just leaning against the tent. Not even inside. Some halfway in.
Well, they're going to sleep, so shall we.
Yeah, definitely start to make sure the tents are set up and go to sleep for the night. And I will ritually cast Alarm around the tent.
Got it.
Now that they've told me that defensive magic is okay, in my mind, I consider that something that's going to save my life.
What are you doing, Modar?
What's that?
What was that you were chanting?
Was I chanting? I was just setting up our.
I mean, is it some verbal?
Yeah, no, I'm setting up the usual alarm that I've set up before. You've seen me do it before.
Is it alright if I bring your tent close to mine, or if you have enough room, if we could share one?
Sure, you could share a room with me.
Oh, no, I meant Modar.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, no, it's verbal, semantic, and
Not good enough for you, huh? That's yeah.
It's a different reason entirely. I don't like how these goblins look at me. It makes me nervous.
You look tasty to them.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's all that perfume that you purchased. You smell pretty.
so Zanashi, from what you know about goblins in the area, how many do you think he might be able to rally to his cause?
Now, there's goblins loosely uh, gathered in different little clans all throughout these lands. I'm assuming I'm telling them accurately, Kyle. I just
Yeah,
made that
so
shit up.
yeah, right. Besides there being just like very small amounts of goblins scattered about that wouldn't necessarily be considered a tribe. Um, there are little camps here and there through the forest, but the other, I would say, more promising number being in the city of Raisk itself.
If you wish, Zanashi, I can, we can share a tent instead. I just don't want to be alone in case anyone tries to bother me.
I was just giving you a hard time, and it's joking with you.
I'm up for either option.
All right.
None
Yeah,
of
no,
you would
we'll
mind if
go
I
ahead
share a tent with you, would you? They have me sleeping with that skeletal horse.
Sleeping with a skeletal horse.
We may have an extra tent available if need be. If you'd be more comfortable with that.
You can have my tent.
That would be fantastic. Thank you very much.
And I'll set it up for him.
He'll make sure to assist.
And then with that, we will go to sleep for the night.
And
At least
then,
I will.
Yeah. And Alencio will open Zanashi's tent and go. If you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay. And she politely lays down and tries to give you enough space.
I'll just lay there for a little while, eventually rolling over and throwing my arm over Alencia.
I knew it was
Pull,
coming.
pull her in and hold her like a, a teddy bear.
She flinches and doesn't know what to do at first, but strangely feels safer this way. And so she lets it go and just falls asleep.
I got me a drow plushie now.
Gross. Too funny though. Well, with that, before we move on, this is just what I'm curious of from each of you as a player-wise. Obviously, Togo had to leave unexpectedly, taking care of something. But with the plan on going to the lizard folk area in order to recover the red tree and perhaps even killing two birds with one stone, helping the druids out at the same time. I'll just leave it up to each of you. Do you guys want to keep going for the next 30 minutes? I don't have any problem doing so, but like I said, just with Togo being gone, I just wanted to leave it as an option.
I mean, I wouldn't want to actually get into any of the actual dealings with them, but the travel time, I have no problem doing in the next little bit. Like, get to the point where we're at the lizard people and then stop there. I don't know how much, if do you have anything going on for the travel time, but I wouldn't want to get any major fights or anything without Togo. If that makes sense to you.
Yes, it does. So just basically like kill the miscellaneous things and go from there. Basically, get those taken care of as your vote, Valencia?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
All right. Well, with each of you getting the nice rest, if needed, you can go ahead and spend some hit dice. I don't think any of you need to. And then all that will be good. But it does bring you each to the date of, I believe, April 29th. As you all awake, Valencia, still clutched in the arms of Zanashi, held close. Modar, waking up, you can hear the goblins kind of moseying about the campsite and just beginning to build a fire and get ready for the day.
Alencia wakes up kind of earlier than everyone else for the sake of breakfast, so she kind of, while Zanashi is assumingly snoring very loudly, she very gently tries to move her heavy arm just to the side and then crawl backwards out of the tent.
Give me a sleight of hand check. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. And she wants to cook something but doesn't want to attract 30 goblins. So she's gonna try.
If I see her going to like cook something, I'm gonna look at her and just shake my head no.
she's just going to find a way to make a high reluctant ration meal for everyone with like fruits and stuff.
I'll just kind of like pull out one of the ration packs and just like look at her and like, for one day, I suggest we stick to this.
I agree, but it should still be somewhat healthy.
One
Oh,
of the goblins near you, as they come out of like some of the flaps of their tent, they look over, and when they see you with like berries, you just see the goblin go, and then just turn and walk towards the center of the camp.
Perfect.
And then she reaches into her bag for any sort of berries and fruit, and just divides it equally with everyone here.
And eventually, like a few moments, like after like the almost as soon as like breakfast is done, this is when Togo will reappear, but you see that he has quite a swollen face, bandage wrapped around, holding his like jaw up, and it's just like tied in a bow nicely on the top of his head.
Well, Togo, you've looked better. We'll get you out of here soon. Don't you worry. She'll be back to your singing self in no time. You see, Gabo, this is what happens when you do things like this. Our bard can't
It's
sing.
not my fault. He say he want to see. I tell you last night.
Yes, but just try not to have don't use that thing on people until you tell them what you're going to do.
Fine.
Um,
You want to see?
no, I don't.
Okay.
So we are going to head to the west to try and get your red tree back.
Oh.
You are going to try and gather as many allies so you can get more gold for the war.
Okay.
We will
Gobbo like.
leave your friend here with you, but I want to make sure you understand one thing. If he dies, goblins get no gold. Do you understand that?
I guess.
Say it back to me.
If gold die, then goblins get no.
That's not what I said, Gabo.
If he die, goblins get no gold.
All right. And as he says that, I'm going to pull out 5 gold pieces out of my cloak and put them in a stack in my hand.
Shiny.
Yes. Have you ever seen this much gold before?
Nope.
Well, you may never see it again if he's dead when we get back.
That's Chief Gobbo.
And I put it back in my hand and put it in the cloak.
You see this? And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out just like what you see to be a stone.
Yes.
This stone very special.
What makes it special?
It makes click-clack sounds real good.
Why do you make click-clack sounds with it?
Takes out another rock, and he goes, "You want me show?
Yes.
Sometime it hurt."
It hurts you?
No, it hurt you. And he clacked the rock together. Both of them together. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Is this Thunderwave? Or rather, not really, actually.
You'll take 7 damage as you feel and hear like this ringing that begins to be the clacking of a rock. And then as it does, you just hear this like ringing inside your head, and you become a bit disoriented. And he looks at you holding both the rocks in his hand, go, "You okay?"
I look at. Did anybody else in the area take damage, or was it only me that took it?
It was
With
just
everyone
you.
It was totally dead, my friend.
And I will kind of hold my head for a second. I will look up at him.
Don't worry, I fix.
And I will, just knowing that because he did that, I will snap my fingers, and dancing lights will start spinning around his head. And they're just like circling him, getting closer and further away.
Like starts swatting at him.
I wouldn't touch those if I were you.
Pulls his hands in, starts cowering a bit. "I'm so sorry. I
Fishing
fix."
contest now.
And then I snap my fingers and they go away. You know, I was under the impression that no one was supposed to use magic around here.
As long as you not get caught, it's fine.
You said you can fix?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then fix.
He holds the rock out, starts making his way over to you, and then once he does, begins rubbing the rock up and down your back. And as he does, you feel there begin to be like a warming sensation. Your muscles begin to loosen up a bit. Your mind finds itself at peace. And you will heal 7 HP. Nope, 6. Never mind. Sorry. Wrong modifier.
Yes, that is better. Well,
See, rock real good.
it is very good. I see why you're the leader now. So, do you think you can gather those allies while we head west?
No problem.
All right. Remember, our mutual friend needs to stay alive and unharmed.
And unharmed? Okay. Just keep.
While that's happening, Alencia's woke up Zanashi for breakfast.
Where'd you slip off to, Alicia? Thought I had a better hold on you last night.
Unfortunately, your arm toppled over me while you were asleep. So I needed to get out for breakfast. I hope I didn't disturb you.
No, not at all.
That's good. I appreciate that you let me in the tent with you?
Anytime.
Oh, it probably won't happen again. I just don't feel comfortable here.
I didn't squeeze you too hard, did I? Did I hurt you?
It doesn't matter.
As you wish, Alicia.
And as I give you your berries and rations, we'll be heading west soon.
Okay.
It's more of those lizard people, and well, they are, I'll admit, less hospitable than these goblin folk are.
I'm starting to itch to
Hey, Cinnabon, when did you get into
fight
the
something, so
chat, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
let's do it.
It may be necessary.
Yeah, I don't like the lizard people. I say we kill them.
I do particularly despise them as well.
We finally agree upon something then.
I'm sure we do. Unless we meet an actual nice lizard person, I don't think that's going to change.
Vince and Togo make their way over to both of you. Togo just giving a slight smile with his very swollen face, and Vince will say, "Well, each of you plan to head out today, isn't that correct?"
Yes, and I believe that's when you're heading out to the north as well.
Well, let the blue one know. What was his name? Modar, I believe. Let him know I will do what I can. I'm just going to, well, go tidy up a bit. If you'll excuse me. He'll begin to make his way off to the east.
I go over to Modar, as long as he's not busy with something, and just sort of whisper, making sure that no one else hears us, just go, Vince needed to tidy up to the east a bit. Once he comes back, I'm sure we can set out.
I understand. I'll look at Gabo. What's in that direction? I'll point to the east.
City.
Oh, I almost forgot, Gabo. I did want to make sure that you understand that we did mean. And I'm gonna pull 1 gold piece out and hand it to him, just as a token of our sincerity to what we meant. Remember, you don't get any more if our friend is dead when we get back.
He be fine.
I said I prefer him to be unharmed as well.
I like to think that Modar has been saying that every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Gabo get.
So I guess we'll wait. And Alencia is looking towards the east, assuming that he's going to come back.
Valencia,
Yes.
I don't think it would be unreasonable for you to check on him.
Of course, but I assume he wanted his privacy.
Well, we want to make sure that no other goblins decide to ransom him back to us, no, don't we?
Oh. And she looks over. You don't have to worry about him. Don't worry. And starts walking over there.
Go ahead and give me a perception check there, Valencia. As you begin making your way, you will catch the backside of Vince as he's swaying back and forth, whistling.
I'll just continue to watch him.
And as like a couple just what feels like minutes pass, he gives a look over, feeling that someone is just giving him a bit of a watch. And when he sees you, he'll go, "Oh, heavens!" And you see him kind of scramble, and as he does, he'll begin to basically tidy himself back up as he just says, why in the heavens would you be watching me, well, relieve myself?
I was not looking in your direction.
It's quite odd. Just needed to use the restroom. There's nowhere proper to go out here.
That is true. And you were... And she loses her train of thought. Anyway, they just wanted to make sure that you would be alright at such a far distance.
Well, eventually, after finishing up, beginning to make his way back. And then at this point, I will move you all back to the main map.
And before we do leave, I will also slip him 1 gold. This is just a down payment on what I told you I would give you.
Well, I'm assuming you're talking to Vince, correct?
Yes.
Well, he'll take it. Well, I will see this job completely seen through, since you are more than willing to pay more than half the fee up front. Don't you worry, I will have them on the right path. Quicker than... well, perhaps not quick, just whenever you get back. But just make it quick.
We will do our best. And Gabo, do you have... would one of our friends here be a good guide to take us to that village? Would they know where it is? Referring to Bob and the other one that guided us here.
Furt and Dirt?
Yes.
Well, you said each goblin worth gold.
That is correct. And I will pay for Furt and Dirt if they don't make it back.
Okay. Me not like them anyways.
I will look over at Furt and Dirt and give him a little look. Good friends, huh?
Best friends.
You know where this camp is? The Scale People's camp? You wouldn't lie to us, would you?
No. Then that wouldn't eat.
Yes.
We not want to be eaten.
Yes. If you're lucky, we might cook you first.
Okay. We take.
All right.
You remember, pay gold if they not come back.
Have I broken my word with you yet?
How you break word?
Exactly. Have I broken a deal with you yet?
We never make deal.
Yes, we did.
Nope.
Did I pay you for part of a deal already?
Oh, yeah. We not hurt guy. Or kill.
Yes.
That's a deal?
That's a deal.
Well, okay.
Another deal is that you make money for every goblin that you bring to Mito.
And you pay.
No, I didn't say I would pay.
Then who pay?
The Wheat Civet will pay.
Oh. Who's that?
That's the clan in Mito.
This is when, seeing that this conversation is almost going nowhere, when Vince will put his hand on Gabbo's shoulder and just say, "Don't worry, little Gabbo, I will take care of it and oversee your venture, make sure you get all the gold you are promised." Gabbo just looks at him and says,
Being polite work.
Yes, it does.
Furter,
All right.
take them to lizard folk. Bring back Red Tree.
both of them will give like a little bit of a nod.
Well, if you're ready, let's go.
All right, let's go.
And they will lead you eventually across like a bit of a grass plain as the trees break, and then back into the trees where you all make it to a tree line. Ahead, you see a large hole in the ground. And with that is where we'll go ahead and call it. So then that way I don't give up too much information without Togo being here, and he can at least catch this part.
Sounds.
All right. Well, with that, I hope each of you enjoyed tonight. And just a
Just cut
reminder.
out.
Sorry. I hope each of you enjoyed tonight. But just as a reminder, next week we will be taking off. So.
Okay, I'll talk for him. I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's session.
Cut out again.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
still
like as
seeing
soon as
it.
you started to say, I hope everybody, it was all we got.
Oh, I kept seeing the thing go on the stream, but I was just saying I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session. But remember, next week we will have off, and then we'll pick it up the week after that.
Cool.
Cool. Clap chest and hands 2 times, Valencia.
I can't do that. Push the talk.
Do you know what I'm referencing? Are we referencing the same thing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I'll show you later. But anyways, all the affiliates up in the top left. You can find their links down below. And tomorrow night you can catch Clue live at what is it, Clue? Twitch.tv/ClueDM.
Yes.
Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we continue the more of the Tomb of the Nine Gods. If you enjoyed tonight, please do drop a follow and come check us out for some more D&D content in the world of Elista. Hope everyone has a good night. Be safe, and see you next time.
Good night, everybody.